I have 6:31 on my phone. We're going to go ahead and get started. So good evening and thanks for joining us. My name is Matthew Biles. I'm the principal here at West Middle School. And if you found your way to this Zoom meeting, that means you have an incoming 6th, 7th, or 8th grade student. That means incoming starting next year. If you have a current 8th grade student, I do apologize, but this would be the wrong meeting for you. You'll need to attend the West High School Zoom course selection meeting. And I would just advise your student to look out for any information coming their way through email for when they're going to have those Zoom meetings for the high school students. Before I get underway or get any further ahead of this, I want to go ahead and introduce the other folks that are on the Zoom meeting with me. I do have two other administrators that help me run the middle school side, and that is Miss Jana Praka, and she is on here. If she can give us a little wave. I also have Miss McLaughlin on here. She is our West Middle School counselor. Miss Praka is in charge of she's our assistant principal. Miss McLaughlin is our counselor. So if Miss McLaughlin is on here, she can go ahead and give us a quick wave. The plan kind of for tonight's meeting, Miss McLaughlin, our counselor, is going to go through all the different course selection sheets for each grade level. She's the one that goes into those classes, meets with our students, walks them through the process of selecting their courses. We are doing things slightly different this year. 6th grade, the incoming 6th graders will still have a paper copy where she goes over to the 5th grade and meets with them and gives them a paper copy for them to take home to their parents and help have the parents fill out with them and return it to us. We'll get those and collect those from the counselor from the elementary. The 7th and 8th graders, they will be doing a electronic version of the course selection sheet this year. It is a Google form. So they will be able to go home and show the parents that through on their Google Chromebook and help select that with their parents. And when we receive that, Ms. McLaughlin will then go back into those classrooms and help those students enter all this information in the Skyward. That kind of gives us an idea for course numbers. And then that allows us to start looking at our master schedule and seeing how everything fits on our end. Everything you see on the course selection sheets is what we intend to offer. Please note that some of that stuff could change just based off of sheer numbers of students that are wanting into those courses. I do have Miss Praka, as I stated, she's our assistant principal. She's going to be kind of running the technical side of things. So she's going to be the one putting all of the forms up on the screen during our Zoom meeting. She's also going to be running the chat room. So if you guys have any questions as we are walking through this together, please throw those questions in the chat room. She's going to try to answer those in the chat room. And if there's any questions remaining that we did not get to, we'll answer those towards the end of this meeting. I will go over at the very end, once Ms. McLaughlin is done, I will go over the various clubs that we offer outside of our traditional classroom settings. I'll go over some of the athletic pieces once she's done. But for now, I just wanted to welcome you guys in. Also welcome the folks. I think we have some new families coming to West ISD. I also think we have some families coming over from St. Mary's. So I want to just say welcome to you guys as well. So Ms. McLaughlin, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and take over and walk us through the course selection sheets, please.
Hey, Ms. McLaughlin, before you start, I think Mr. Biles was supposed to let all of you know that, we do look a little tired.
Oh, gosh.
We just have a Valentine dance today. So if our eyes are a little droopy, just know that we had 265 kids dancing and running and singing and playing. So we've had a great day.
We sure did. They had a great time. Ms. Praka, do you mind putting up, we're going to start with 6th grade. As Mr. Biles just mentioned, this year we are going to go ahead and continue to have a hard copy, just with the transition from elementary school to middle school, and to help with parents getting a good feel of what schedules look like and what kind of classes their incoming 6th grader will be taking. So on the screen right now, that is what the course selection sheet looks like. I will be traveling to the elementary school. It's really far, but I'll be traveling over there on March the 4th. To speak to all the 5th grade students. I do this every year. I will be taking a representative from our 2 elective courses that you see on the screen where it says pick one, band or choir. So I have a representative from band and from choir with me. I will also have some 6th grade students. They usually travel with me, and they are there to answer any questions about what middle school life is like in the 6th grade. They always have some really, really good answers to a lot of the questions that the 5th graders have regarding middle school. So looking at the course selection sheet, it's pretty straightforward. They will be the incoming 5th graders, 6th graders next year will have an ELAR course. And if you notice, it says blocked, and that means they will have 2 ELAR courses. Depending on how much time is in the course, they vary from year to year. What is the block time, Ms. Protka or Mr. Biles? How many minutes in each of the block? Is it 40?
So it's we got 2 45-minute class periods, so hour and a half total.
Okay. Same thing with math. And if you notice, there is an advanced track and a regular track, but that is also blocked. And Ms. Protka will talk briefly about that advanced track for math here in a second. They will take a single science course, a single social studies course, and a single physical education or PE course. There is some talk about creating a pre-athletic course for 6th grade. So that's in the works. So parents, if you feel like your child wants to be in that pre-athletics, meaning they're prepping for athletic competition in 7th and 8th grade, that would be a better course for them. But we'll solidify those plans before I go over to the elementary school. And then they have their choice of one fine art, which is band or choir. And again, I will have representatives with me. They also, the band directors go and test the students. I don't have a date on that. They haven't given me a date, but they do go talk to the students, test them, see how well they do on different instruments, and then students and parents can make their choice as to whether they want to be in band or choir. And then, of course, at the bottom, parent signature, parent phone number, and that's so we can contact you and solidify plans in case something changes. Are we taking any questions on that or just on the chat?
Yeah, so as I stated earlier, parents, students, if you're on here as well, if you guys have any questions, please insert that into the chat room. Ms. Protka will be kind of monitoring the chat room and answering as we go. If we have anything remaining at the end that we didn't get to, we'll answer out loud verbally.
Ms. Protka, if you can go to the 7th grade Google form. So parents and students, this is new this year. So we're going to do it electronically. So I will be going into Coach Smith's classes. She has all the 7th graders. Actually, this is for incoming 7th grade. So actually, this is Coach Atkinson's classes. She has all of the current 6th graders. And I'll actually be going into her class on Wednesday, February the 28th. And so those 6th graders will be taking, but going in and filling out the 7th grade course selection Google form. And this is what it looks like. It's pretty straightforward. I just need their name, their grade level, and I will talk them through all of this. And then they will have a math course. Can you scroll up a little bit, Ms. Protka? Thank you. We're still looking at, for 7th grade, is a blocked math course. And then ELAR is also blocked. Science is a singleton or a single course. 7th grade is Texas history. Can you scroll down a little bit? Thank you. Physical education, this is where they are getting a choice between athletics and regular PE. And athletics is they are prepping for competition for the many different sports that we offer at the middle school. It is more rigorous. This is a big choice for incoming 7th graders because some, they think they want to be in there, and then sometimes they're like, oh, it's not for me. But honestly, they need to be able to commit to playing an athletic sport in order to be in that course. And they also need a physical from a doctor. There's the fine art, and they have their choice of fine art elective, whether it's band or choir. And that it's pretty straightforward for incoming 7th grade. Mr. Biles, did you want to add anything?
I'm going to have you go ahead and finish out with the 8th grade, and I'll kind of touch base on the commitment piece.
Okay. 8th grade. So this is for incoming 8th grade. So this would be the 7th graders. And I will be touching base and visiting with all the 7th graders during Coach Smith's class. And that is actually next week. I'll be in there Thursday, February the 22nd, and I will talk all the students through this. They usually have lots and lots of questions, but it's pretty straightforward. Math in 8th grade sometimes looks a little bit different. We do have kids that are taking the advanced track, and that's a single course. We also have students taking the regular 8th grade math, and they're also in a single course. It could also be blocked. It just really depends on the student and their needs. There's a regular ELAR course, which is English, a single science course, a single US history course, and then what we call the 5th core, which is teen leadership. Every single 8th grader is in that teen leadership course. And Miss Biles is not on here, but it's an awesome leadership course. Kids love it. They learn many different aspects of character and learn speeches and writing speeches. And there's just so much that it entails, and our 8th grade students love it. Physical education is also a requirement in 8th grade. So students can continue with regular physical education if that's what they wish, or they can continue with the athletics course, which again is rigorous and prepping for competition in the many sports that we offer. And then if you can scroll up a little bit, or scroll down, sorry. There's the fine arts elective. So 8th graders, depending on how the schedule works out, a lot of 8th graders have 2 electives. And so there's a fine arts elective, band or choir. And then this is when they start to have a little bit more choices in 8th grade, because sometimes there's more room in their schedule as an 8th grader. So we have yearbook, theater production, which is actual, they're on the stage, they're acting. There's a couple of managers and prop people in the back, but not very many. So theater production is actually the acting piece of it. Then we have an ag science course, which we started this year. We just had one section of it, so not sure what that's going to look like for next year. And then intro to fine arts, that's kind of a newer elective that we are looking at offering for next year. Sometimes our students are not wanting to act. They don't want to be in theater. They don't want to be in art. They don't want to sing. They don't want to play instruments. So this is kind of a course, introductory course to some of those different fine arts aspects and not actually having to perform. Did you want to add anything on that, Mr. Biles or Ms. Prodka?
Yes, I was just going to reiterate, guys, with the electives, and Ms. McLaughlin will tell the students this when she's in there meeting with the kids in the classrooms. But our electives, we really want these to be a full 1 year commitment. We run into issues every year with students that get into athletics as a 7th grader, and then halfway through they're wanting to get out. Then it kind of messes things up with our master schedule, with our numbers in the classrooms, because we kind of set that at the very beginning of the year. So whether it's athletics, whether it's band, whether it's choir, whatever electives they choose to get into, we do ask them to be a full 1 year commitment. We do understand that it's going to be new to the 7th graders, but if they choose to get into that, we want them to stay into that so that we're not overloading our other classes when we have to change up those schedules. So just wanted to reiterate that piece. Also, I noticed earlier that I completely failed to mention that we do have our man in charge on the Zoom with us. So those of you folks that are brand new coming to the district, to West ISD, whether you're coming from St. Mary's or if you're brand new coming into the area, Mr. Truitt, our superintendent, is on the Zoom with us. So maybe Mr. Truitt can wave. Mr. Truitt, you got anything that you want to add at this time? Or are you good?
Well, I love to talk. So if you're going to give me the chance,
I might have just made a mistake. I don't know. Hang on.
Yes, you did. No, I'm kidding. But it's good to see everyone on here. The key is communication, and we're offering some new things. So I'm thrilled. This is the earliest we've done this in a while. So I'm glad to see the middle school getting ahead of this and making sure all of our middle school families know what we're going to offer and get into the kids' classrooms. And we're going to have a wonderful year next year. So appreciate you guys. I know you're busy. And if you have friends that couldn't make it tonight, know we're recording and we're going to save this meeting to our YouTube channel so anyone can watch it throughout the semester. And look for additional information. Like I'm reading, for example, some of these questions as well. And we knew the math advanced track would come up. The state's given new guidance on taking Algebra 1 as an 8th grader. And there's different components we can consider as a district, but we're still asking questions about what those things entail, about a local assessment that we can even craft. And so once we get all that solidified, we'll let everybody know. And even seeing the question in here, for example, about the 8th grade electives, Ms. McLaughlin shared that there's this new introductory art elective, just because it's going to kind of dabble in several areas, including art. But we're also looking, I'm going to surprise Mr. Biles with this. We're trying to figure out a way to offer art for high school credit, possibly at 8th grade. And so those of you that are wondering about art electives for 8th graders, it may be the high school art class, so then they can finish as a senior in AP art. And so we're still trying to figure that out with the high school art teachers. So that's a new thing that I probably just shocked the 3 of them with. So always look into enhance coursework and things. So keep the questions coming. We're here to help. Appreciate it. Go Trojans.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Mr. Truitt. One last thing I want to kind of go over with you guys, especially the folks that are coming into to the middle school that are brand new, our incoming 6th graders, is the various clubs that we do offer. We offer a bunch of things to keep kids involved within school, even outside of our normal school hours. But also wanted to touch on our athletics and what all we offer within athletics once those students do get to the 7th and 8th grade level. So for our male athletes, obviously we have football, we offer basketball, we offer track. Those are the kind of the traditional sports that we've always offered. For the girls, it would be volleyball, basketball, and track. But we have offered this past school year, and we intend on continuing to offer it. And it's not necessarily under our UIL umbrella, but our head baseball coach and our head softball coach, Coach Burnson and Coach Smith, They have reached out to various schools around us, and we're able to get other schools involved and wanting to create this middle school baseball and softball. So we were able to offer that this past year. We were able to find a handful of teams that would compete with us and go through a regular schedule with us. So we think it's super important with building those teams and having those kids work together through the 7th and 8th grade and even through high school. So we did offer middle school softball and baseball this past year. We do intend to do that again. We also do offer in a form middle school golf. We do know that Coach Atkinson, she's our head golf coach. She has opened up kind of even our practice facilities, and now that we're building our new ag complex and our driving range out there, she's opens up the chance for those middle school students that are interested in golf to go out there and work with those teams. Now, they do not go to tournaments or things like that, but they will be able to go out there and meet with Coach Atkinson and work with her on an individual basis just to get better to prepare for the high school level. So those are the sports that we do offer athletically once the students are 7th and 8th grade.
Cross
We
country,
do.
Mr. Biles?
Oh gosh, completely left that off. Yes. Sorry. Yes, cross country for both the middle school and high school boys and girls. So yes, we do offer that as well. Sorry, completely left that one off. I do have a list of all of our clubs as well that we do offer. So traditionally, obviously, our UIL academics, we've competed that and done very well over the past 3 years. We've steadily increased our point totals over the past 3 years, and we have no doubt that we're going to take over first place here pretty soon. We do offer National Junior Honor Society, Student Council, Builders Club, and Builders Club is one that will then transition into Key Club at the high school. Offer One Act Play, and One Act Play is still under that UIL academic umbrella. Obviously, cheerleading, Destination Imagination, which is DI, and Mr. Truitt is our superstar coach for our DI team. Comes over here regularly to help our kiddos out, so we do thank him for that. We offer students the ability to show their farm animals through 4-H and FFA. We also have an art
I
club.
might interrupt.
Okay, here we go.
You failed to mention that your team's advancing the state, so I think that's important for everyone to know.
I did fail to mention that. You are correct.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we have incredible students, so despite my coaching.
Despite the coaching, obviously, Mr. Truitt wanted to go ahead and toot his horn a little bit there, but that's fine. We encourage that. So we do have, as I stated, we have art club. We do have library club, Trojan Ambassadors, which is led through our counselor, Miss McLaughlin, and obviously our band and choir programs. So those are our typical staples, our athletics, band and choir, but I also just wanted to kind of get you guys aware of the clubs that we do offer that your kiddos can be involved in, so that it's things that they can be involved outside of just our regular school hours to keep them occupied as much as possible. So Miss Protka, is there anything that you wanted to share with regards to the advanced math piece, or anything in addition to what Mr. Truitt had already stated? Are we good?
I think we're good. Once we have all that information, I answered actually in the chat too that with the new requirements from the state, we will be sending that out to all parents so they'll know kind of what we're going by once a final decision is made and we have a perfect plan in place to be able to send out to you guys. So you'll notice that you probably received an email from me about the parent Zoom tonight. I sent out a lot of those messages, and then also on our Facebook. So just be looking for that from us for the 5th grade parents that don't know us already, but you will get that from me as soon as we have it ready.
Okay, are there any questions, Ms. Protka, that we may have not gotten to in our chat room?
On the clubs, there's a question about clubs. Are they only available to 7th and 8th grade? No. They're actually available to 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. Most of our clubs are. I think Trojan Ambassadors actually is only 7th and 8th grade. But Student Council is 6th, 7th, 8th. Builders Club is all grade levels.
I don't know about the art club though. I think it's specific to the students that are in the art program. Isn't that correct? I don't think there's any 6th graders in the art club.
We will actually double check on that information for you, and we will send that once the video is done and the recording's done, we're gonna put all of the questions that we've been asked tonight into a frequently asked question page that we will add to it and send out to everyone.
Okay, very good. Like we did last year, like Mr. Truitt said, he's going to post this recording on our YouTube page. We'll also more than likely send it out in some form or fashion, and we'll add those questions, the frequently asked questions, towards the end of that video. For the most part, I think we've covered everything that we needed to. I want to make sure that we got all those questions asked. And folks at home, if you come up with questions after this meeting and that just popped in your head, you're like, man, I wish I would have asked that, please make sure you reach out to us, whether it's myself, Ms. Proctor or Ms. McLaughlin, or even Mr. Truitt. He's more than willing to help out as well, I know. But all of our information is on our website. Our email addresses and phone numbers on our website. So please check that out. If you have any questions, shoot those questions to us. We will definitely get you guys answers. But for now, I think we're pretty much done with all the information we had for you guys. We do appreciate you guys joining us. We will get this thing posted and get all those frequently asked questions added to it and sent out. Mr. Truitt, do you have anything final comments for us?
No, I just appreciate again everybody being on tonight. There's great things happening at the middle school. It's a really unique staff that really takes care of the kids and watches out for them. Close-knit community on that one side of the high school, middle school complex. And I know we've got some 5th to 6th graders coming up, and they're going to have a great experience at the new campus. So again, appreciate you being here tonight. Looks like we have a few more questions coming through. I can answer the one that says about the Ag Barn because I was out there today. It'll be ready the 1st of May. And so going into this summer and next August, it'll be a part of our programs for next year. And just a reminder, it's not just an Ag Barn, it's also has a big greenhouse complex to it as well. And also out there is where the practice golf area would be. The new practice putting area will be going down this Friday, tomorrow, actually, excuse me. And the driving range concrete was poured this week as well. And so everything's looking good out that way if you haven't made it by. So exciting times for those two programs.
Okay, I did see one pop up that says how many sports are you allowed to play at one time. So you're allowed to participate as many sports as you would like to. That's what's unique with a smaller kind of 3A school. We offer all those sports, and you're allowed to participate in any of them. They are strategically placed throughout the school year. So, for example, football is our first sport, and volleyball is our first sport for our ladies. And that transitions into basketball for both of them towards the middle of our school year. And we are actually just now transitioning from basketball into track season for the middle schoolers. Cross country is also offered at the very beginning of the school year during the football season. But if your kiddo wants to participate in both of those coaches will more than willingly work that out for them. As well as baseball and track. I know baseball and track are kind of same season. If you get your child wants to participate in both, I have no doubt that those coaches would help them and work that out as well. So you're allowed to participate as many as you want. We don't limit the kiddos on sports. And Ms. McLaughlin, there's something about elective forms to be turned in.
When I go into the classrooms, I'll be speaking to the kids about in terms of when everything is due. I want to give them a little bit of opportunity to discuss it with parents, etc. So I will give them a due date. I don't have it right now on my calendar. I did want to mention for incoming 5th grade, I did mention that I'm going over to the elementary on March the 4th and speaking to them. They are actually coming over to us and taking a tour of the school on May the 10th. Last year, it worked out great. It was the same day as their field day. So they walked over. We gave them a tour of the school. They even got to meet some of the teachers, if the teachers were available. And then we walked them out and they went out to field day. So, and then of course, in August, we haven't solidified a date. But in August, we will have another, like a 6th grade camp where the students will come and tour the school again, because they'll forget, and we want them to become as familiarized with the school as possible. So we'll have that in August, and that night will be scheduled pickup. We just haven't solidified the date on that as well.
All right, I'm seeing another one that's asking about ag and showing animals. Oh, I'm sorry, maybe Mr. Truitt just might have answered that. So I want to think that Vicky, that you're asking about ag and if they can be in ag without showing animals is what I'm guessing. So they are, if your student is an 8th grader, they are allowed to choose ag as their one of their electives. They are not required to show animals in ag. We did ask that of our ag teachers last year, and they said that it's not a requirement to be in ag. You do not have to show animals in ag. But I will state that in the 8th grade electives, the yearbook, the theater production, and the agricultural science classes, we do generally have those students fill out an application for those classes because we're limited on the amount of numbers we can put in there. And if those numbers get over that limit, then those teachers will start choosing those students in those electives based off of their applications. And it looks like we have all of our other questions answered.
There was one on there, Mr. Biles, about the first day of school. It's set for Thursday, August 15th.
Perfect. Gotcha. All right, folks. I think that we've got all the questions covered in our chat room right now. We've covered everything that we needed to cover on our end. Once again, if you have any other questions that come up, once we get off this meeting, it always happens to me. I think I should have asked that question when I was in the meeting. So if something comes up, please let us know, email us, and be looking for this video, and tell your friends if they missed it to be looking for the video to be on our YouTube channel, as well as sent out through our various social media applications. So thank you guys for joining us. And Ms. McLaughlin, Ms. Procca, is there anything else you guys needed to add? All right. Thanks again for joining us. Go Trojans, Lady Trojans, as Mr. Truitt would say.